Dawson drops back. He's under pressure. He gets sacked. Dylan Skolf had a fumble recovery early in the game, and now the sack for the turnover on downs.
Ball be placed on the Warhawks 41-yard line.
SC will be in business at the Warhawk 41. And now the Cardinals, time is the enemy of the Warhawks as the Cardinals will try to grind it out. Guess who? It's not guess who. They went the other way with Hughley. Now there's a flag. Strange that Fryman didn't get the ball in that situation, really, although maybe the fact that GC would have been looking for it the way I was led to the other decision. It's going to back it up as we've got a holding call. First and 20. Going to make it harder on SC. In fact, it'll be more than that. It will be first and 22. You mark it 10 yards from the spot, as it was a slow developing sweep counter. Clock is running, 7:07 to go in the game, in regulation at least. Warhawks need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. There's Fryman back up the middle, gets to just about the original line of scrimmage, maybe a couple of yards short. It'll be second and 12. Fryman with another gain of 10.
Pick up a 10 on the play. And on the tackles, number 9, Elijah Fryman.
Elijah Fryman makes the stop. Luka Johnson as well. Scott County milking the game clock down to 6:19. And they flinch. False start. That'll set them back 5. So a couple of penalties on this drive have caused difficulty for the Cardinals. They're now at the Warhawk 48. They'll face second and 17. Sweaty palms and butterflies here a little bit as both teams trying to close out the win in this rivalry game. The Cardinals in the catbird seat right now, but making it a little tough on themselves at the moment. Fryman, not much there. Good tackle by Zach Morris. A lot of players slow to get up at this point in the game. The guys that are going both ways. Warmer day than you might expect for this time of year. Early morning game. Maybe didn't quite get the sustenance and liquid refreshment they needed, you would hope. But sometimes you underestimate what it's going to be like when you get out there and it's surprisingly 60, 65 degrees. 5:06 to play as the Cardinals, third and long. It's not a situation they like to be in. Now they'll call a timeout as McKee will talk it over with 4:59 to go. I don't think there's any question McKee is running the show over there in the freshman game today. He was certainly the central figure in orchestrating this game. I woke up a couple of weeks ago to a tweet in my direction that said I was going to be calling this game. So I said, yes, sir. Where do you want me to be? When do you want me to be there? Anything for these kids is these two programs, just a source of pride for all of us in this community. And you can see the future is bright. You can tell that also. We were talking about the middle school situation. Is all the teams were in the playoffs and a couple still going. We've got winter season starting up as well. Practice for basketball underway. We'll be having plenty of games for you this winter on the network. Still hashing out dates, and of course, they're all going to be tentative, even when we do. As I can see a lot of situations, I can see teams being on a bus this winter and having a game canceled one place and being redirected to another on 20 minutes notice to play. I mean, that's the kind of situation we could be in all winter long. So we'll be there at the news graphic to bring it all to you in print and visually and on the Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network. Big play here in the game. Hughley takes it right side. He's got some room, finally gets tripped up, but that makes it a manageable fourth down. Warren on the tackle, tripped him up at the 36, so it'll be 4th and 5. Cardinals will go for it. I guess they could pooch punt and pin the Warhawks, but right now I think you want to ride the momentum of that last play. 4:30 and counting. If the Cardinals can move the chains here, they can really put a crimp in the Warhawks' comeback hopes. They only have to run a play about every 40 seconds. Hughley, no. Warhawks ball. Making the tackle was guess who? Kason Colbert.
It's going to be a turnover on downs. Great Crossing will take possession from their own 34-yard line.
GC needs a score and a 2-point conversion. Handoff, Colbert, spinning, fighting to the 38.
Number 22, Casey Colbert. Tackles made by number 7, Jacob Blair. Number 66, Scopes. Gain of 4 on the play. We'll bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Warhawks.
2nd down, 6, 3:45 and counting. Dawson, option to Colbert. Not a lot of room. He fights forward for a couple and steps out of bounds to stop the clock. It will be 3rd and 4. Obviously, from here on out, 4-down territory for the Warhawks.
Pick up a 1 on the play. We'll make it a 3rd and 4 from the Warhawk 40-yard line.
Taking a long time to get the play called here. But as we said, the clock stopped. 3:38 to play. Dawson under center. He will pitch it to the corner. 1st down and more past midfield. Out of bounds at the 35 is number 9, Elijah Fryman.
Pick up a 25 on the play. Play on the play. There'll be a face mask against the Cardinals.
Plus a face mask. That's going to put the ball at the 20. Warhawks with 3:30 to go. Trying to get this thing tied up. That's a 5-yard face mask. It'll be at the 30, excuse me. Incidental. Dawson rolling out. He'll be sacked.
Dawson sacked on the play. Tackle made by number 60 for Scott County.
PA announcer doesn't have a number 60 on his roster either. But it was a big loss of 10 yards on the sack to make it 2nd and 20. They'll hand it off to Colbert. Could have been what they should have done on first down. They'll only get 3. It's 3rd and 17. 2:39 to play, and that sack really put the Warhawks in a bind. And there'll be a flag. False start. The procedure penalty will set it back 5 more. 3rd and 22. What's your play for 3rd and 22, Warhawks? 2:11 to go. Advantage Cardinals right now. Kason Colbert, the lone setback behind Trey Dawson. And now we've got a timeout. Looks like Scott County defense will want to talk it over with 1:58 to play.
Timeout, Scott County. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to remind you as you leave the park, please stay socially distanced, wear your mask, and please stay off the field. Again, stay socially distanced.
They've got 2 plays to pick up 22 yards and extend this game to the Warhawks. Scott County scored twice early, and they are trying to make it hold up here and pay back Great Crossing in the freshman Super Bowl. Scott County defense looks confident. And they've got the advantage right now after that sack on first down and the penalty that has really put Great Crossing in a hole. 3rd and 22. Dawson under duress. He spins away from the rush and he gets rid of it, but I don't know. Yeah, no receiver over there. This isn't the NFL. You can't just dump it off when you're outside the tackle box. An intentional grounding. It's going to be a loss of down. It's going to be 4th and forever. And Scott County is 1 play away from nailing this thing down. He's trying to make something. I mean, he did a good job not taking the sack, and then Dawson just threw it in the direction of Adrian Blankenship on the sideline, and that is not an eligible receiver. So it will be 4th and 28, 27. They need to get to the 20. It's kind of Hail Mary at this point. Maybe you get a flag to get yourself a little closer if you don't make the catch. A little confusion in the backfield. Dawson, just a little timing pattern, and it overthrows everybody. Hughley was on the coverage. Great Crossing wanting a flag as its intended receiver got impeded a little bit, but nothing doing. Jeremiah Godfrey was there. And Scott County just has to run the final 142.
Scott County will take over possession on their own 37-yard line.
Scott County trying to run out the final 102 seconds. From its own 47. Jacob Fryman, gain of a couple.
Calls carry number 39, Jacob Fryman.
Great Crossing has some timeouts it can work here. It's going to make it tough on the offense if they do get the ball back. I don't think we're being premature in saying your offensive player of the game for Scott County will be Jacob Fryman. Sponsored by Chick-fil-A. Your defensive player of the game, sponsored by Bluegrass Orthopedics, will be Dylan Sculf. Great Crossing, we're going to figure out which one to give to Kason Colbert. Probably going to give him the offensive. And say on the defensive side, Elijah Fryman will pick up the Clark's Pump and Shop defensive player of the game. Your offensive player of the game, sponsored by Ozer Paint and Flooring, will be Kason Colbert. So those are your choices. If something crazy happens in the last 137, I reserve the right to have a recount. Second down and long, 8.5. Fryman will just churn forward, get past midfield. Ball pops loose, but he was down by contact. It's in Colbert's hands, but Scott County will maintain possession. 3rd and 6. Clock is stopped with 1:31 as Great Crossing calls time again. Just can't get over how beautiful a day we had for this. The doors and the windows open here. Shirt sleeve weather on November the 7th here in the Bluegrass. You can make a long day of football out of it if you have connections to the middle school programs. I'm sure there are ticket limitations there, but they'll be playing in Frankfort this afternoon at 3 and 5 o'clock. Royal Springs 7th grade, followed by Scott County 8th grade. Great Crossing trying to get one more stop and have a prayer at the end. 91 seconds remain. They haven't kept track of the timeouts on the board. If Great Crossing has any left, it's only one. They've just used 2 consecutively here. I think they might have had all 3, so that would allow them to stop it before the punt, or if Scott County chooses to go for it. 3rd and 6 at the moment. It will be Luke Valencia, and it's all academic because he gets the first down and spins to the 39.
Pick up of 10 on the play for a first down, Scott County. And on the tackle, number 22, Kason Colbert. Number 6, Johnson.
So barring a fumble, and I don't think you even need to put yourself in that position. You can kneel on it at this point. Caden Drumheller, the quarterback, and just go into victory formation. The Great Crossing fans love Jim McKee. As they like to say these days, a polarizing character, the man in the bucket hat. But for a quarter of a century, just about, this is the end of his 24th season at the helm. He has turned this program into one of the finest in Kentucky at the varsity level. Coming into this strange year, they had the longest streak in the state of 10-win seasons, 12 in a row. It's going to be hard to get there this year unless they get to the state finals, just because of all the cancellations. But 6-0 with some all-state candidates in Campton Martin, Jonathan Barry, to name a couple. And Drumheller will kneel on the victory. Freshman Super Bowl was entertaining. And the payback will belong to Scott County as they will even the score with a 14-6 victory. One more snap will do it. And Drumheller takes it and kneels down. That's your ball game. We want to thank you for joining us at newsgraphic.com or on the NFHS network. Thanks again to James Scoggin for producing it this morning. DT Wells for the continued support. Mike Scoggin as well, our publisher. Please read about it in the News Graphic. And please watch for details about the playoff games as we will have playoff action for you here on the network. Until next time, enjoy the rest of this beautiful weekend. God bless y'all, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day, everybody.